Hello and welcome. Today I will share to you the concept of growth and development, followed by the concept of youth and characteristics of youth. The human being is never static. From the moment of conception to the time of death, the person is undergoing changes. Development may be defined as a progressive series of orderly and coherent changes. The various developments that take place during the lifetime of an individual are physical, motor, social, emotional, intellectual, aesthetic, and moral. Growth refers to increase in the size of body parts or the organism as a whole. Growth refers to cell multiplication or quantitative changes in size, weight, and number. For example, growth in height, weight, size, etc. According to Crow and Crow, growth refers to structural and physiological change, and development is concerned with growth as well as those changes in which result from environmental situations. Therefore, growth is quantitative and development is qualitative. Here you can see some distinction between growth and development. Growth refers to structural and physiological changes, whereas development is a progressive series of changes that occur as a result of maturation and learning. Growth refers to structural change, whereas development refers to functional change. Growth refers to particular areas of changes, whereas development leads overall changes. Growth is quantitative, whereas development is qualitative. Growth refers direct measurement, whereas direct measurement is difficult in development. Growth deals with the changes both progressive and retrospective, whereas development always leads progressive changes. Growth may or may not bring development. For example, increase in brain weight. Development is a continuous process with or without growth. For example, intellectual functions in abstract thinking. I want to share you that growth can be measured and development can be observed. Growth stops at maturity, but development continues throughout life. So, development is continuous. Development follows an orderly pattern. Development leads to integration. Development is predictable. Development is cumulative. Development is a product of interaction between heredity and environment. Development is spiral and not linear. Concept of youth. Youth is the time of life when one is young, and often means the time between childhood and adulthood. Youth is more fluid category than a fixed age group. The definition of youth varies country to country. United Nations defines youth as persons between 15 and 24 years of age. In sub-Saharan Africa, the term youth is associated with young men from 15 to 30 or 35 years of age. Youth in Nigeria consider the age between 18 to 35 years. In Brazil, the term youth refers to people of both sexes from 15 to 29 years of age. In India, in the National Youth Policy 2003, youth was defined a person of age between 13 to 35 years, but National Youth Policy 2014 defines youth between the age of 15 to 29 years, which comprise 27.5% of the population. Now, we categorize youth under the age group of 15 to 29 years, and the population is almost 30%. Characteristics of youth. Fearless as a group. Most of the time, youth are found as fearless. Youth likes to stay in group. For any kind of problem, youth comes forward and tries to take their charge for problem solving. Risk takers. Youth are in general brave and likes to take risk. Society's many rules do not disrupt their composure. Youth loves free atmosphere without any hurdle. Sometimes in society there are certain rules which may restrict proper functioning of youth and others. But the nature of youth is different and they look things in different ways, and so sometimes they do not bother about the rule which society tries to impose on them. Youth are adventurous. Youth likes to stay in group. Youth loves fun and having a sense of positive spirit enables them in the direction of positive willpower. Open-minded. Youth loves to share their knowledge that they achieve from their practical experiences. Their thinking is broad and tries to impose their thinking to others for certain improvement. Generally, youth leads to less conflict because of their open-minded thinking. Independent to take decision. Decision-making process is difficult. In childhood, parents generally make decisions, but when this child turns to youth, they likes to take their own independent decision without involvement of others. Youth is a stage where people prefer to take decisions about their education, love, affairs, employment, and other areas of development. Age of consent. Most of the time, it has been found that youth approaches towards informed consent from others. For example, consent during any sexual activity with partners. Leadership development. Youth experiences several issues which in turn makes them fit to take proper leadership to deal with such situation. I want to tell you that youth are energetic people. They are the nation builders. Every country depends on the youth. So as a positive change maker of the society, youth development is very, very important. Without development of this section of youth, we may not consider a nation progress. and all developed nation, you can see the condition of youth. Their focus is that youth group, young people, and India is also looking forward. And now India came up with so many youth organizations, so many projects, then skill development, then employability skills. So many initiative that India government has taken, because youth are more than 27% of our total population, and that's what youth need to be a concerned subject for society's betterment. If youth will develop, if youth perception will develop, if youth will be focused on their goal, then obviously our nation will progress a lot. With that note, today I'll conclude my session. I hope as a youth mentor, as a youth worker, you already developed some concept about youth. Youth is based on the age categories, and recently we have the age categories between 15 to 29 years of age. And growth and development is also very important, because without the concept of growth and development, you may not describe properly the actual phenomenon of youth. And that's why I covered all the segments for your better understanding and learning. So thank you very much, and we will meet in the next session very soon. Thank you.